Hey fellow carpenters, Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Project Zomboid Bandit Slayer. Episode 7, Renovation Interrupted. At the start of the stream, I am going to work on improving the base. As simple as that. I would like to move my storage into this loft area, and then I would also like to plumb it with rain barrels, and to hook it up with like all the things that I'm going to need for long-term survival, except for the things that might need some power leveling. So power leveling would be an actual stove and that kind of stuff, because an actual stove requires electrical skill, which I'm not going to be grinding at the moment. But that's the current goal of mine, is to try to get this little loft up here to feel a little bit more like a home and a little bit less like a shelter or something like that. That's a pretty straightforward goal, and I'm going to be working on this probably until at least I have some plumbed water and some storage moved. And then I'll be polling you guys about what to work on next. Some of the thoughts I had is to go and look for the elusive sledgehammer, or alternatively, to start farming so that I have a supply of food from the roof of this warehouse, or collecting vehicles for my own security, or continuing to improve the little loft base. The choices will ultimately be yours. Another thing I wanted to mention about defensive is it's really nice to have like a walkway in and around my base here, because if there are people on the bottom floor, I can shoot them. And that's going to be incredibly important, like you would not believe, if the base gets full of bandits. Last stream, people asked me, is this my permanent base location? And I'd like it to be, but there's no telling whether it gets full of bandits and I'm forced out or not. That entirely could happen. It's very plausible and would be a very dangerous situation if it did. So I would like to not only move in things like a stove and like a proper refrigerator, or a freezer. Would even be an icy freezer, would even be better, one of those popsicle freezers, but also to improve the base in such a way that if gunmen, bandits with guns, were to storm this building, I would stand some sort of chance against them, using the construction and improvements I built now to add things like a walkway up there with like doors, so I can open doors and shoot out of them, and close doors and pull bullets out of my body and bandage myself. Things like that. Things to protect me from the true dangers of Zomboid. Because it ain't zombies. I can tell you that much. And if you're hoping to see bandits, without revealing too much of the way the mod works, the really easy, quick explanation of the way bandits work is at the start, well, I'll put it this way. Bandits are more or less, they're spawning based upon player survival time. So the longer you survive, the more dangerous the bandits you get. So as you survive in this game, it's just going to get worse and worse and worse in kind of a wonderful way. Where like, for now, most of the bandits are like alone or just a duo and they have melee weapons. But it won't be very long until there's like 3 or 4 of them heading my way with guns. Like, that is a very real possibility in the near future. And I'm going to need to figure out how to protect myself from a roaming gang of gun-toting bandits. Because that's not, like, an easy win. As it really only takes a bullet or two from a rifle to kill players. Especially if I get hit somewhere vital. Like, if I get shot in the head, I'm just dead. So one of the things I'd like to do in this base design is to create like a semicircle, or like a backwards C shape for a lookout, so that there aren't blind spots. Essentially, if like there are bandits directly underneath the bulk of the loft, I have positioning to be able to shoot them anyway. That I can reposition over to the side and take aim. So that's something I'm working on now, too. But, time for some sleeps. Okay. Nothing happened while I was asleep. That's kind of nice. My weight is dropping from 88. So I'm going to be on a bit of a starvation diet. Eating as little as I can to try to dump as much weight as I can. Because my character got a little heavy. And I think I'm going to try to stay inside as much as I can. Meaning I might need to rely on magazines and the like to stave off depression. Has the chopper event happened? Yes, it actually happened very early on. It happened like day 6, I think. It took me by surprise. I was just sitting in the base, and I was in the metal loft area, and it just came by. And it was just like, hi, and it flew off. I was totally unstartled from it, which was nice. Didn't bother me at all. MPP, thanks for the resub. Welcome, welcome. Alright. I'll probably put one more floor out this way. Just to be able to maximize the space that I have. And then I'll likely want to build a back wall. I'll be lining this area with the metal containers. Even though crates are more storage per square meter, or whatever you want to call it, I think I want to go with containers anyway. Just a personal preference. The metal racks. They look nicer. And they're a little bit easier to search. Because when you have your storage stacked vertically, it gets a little annoying to try to access the whole stack. Right, let's put away the peas and corn until I'm hungry. And pretty soon, I would say, most of the boxes down here will be disassembled. My carpentry skill, oh yeah, yep, it's almost leveled up again. I don't have the next book. I will add, I don't have the expert book on me, as you can see in the PZ track. Oh, okay, the Yoda Cam hijacked that. But in terms of the PZ track, yeah. I don't have the next book, which means I don't have the capacity to read for boosted XP, but like, I would say it probably doesn't matter. The difference between 8 and 10 is pretty negligible. The real advantage is once you have the, once you get to level 7 and get access to the largest water barrels, is defensive strength, but I'm building on the second floor, so defensive strength doesn't really matter because there isn't really a situation where enemies should be attacking anything I build up there. It also might be a nice idea to add some additional sheet ropes throughout the upstairs area, because only having one way up and down on the inside means that it only takes one zombie to basically remove access to the base, and that sounds like a really bad idea, because one zombie going yoink on that sheet rope and I gotta make a new like staircase. You know what just realized is I could use the fence leap trick over here. That would be a really cool way to incorporate the other half of the second story without giving access to bandits. I like it. Can bandit use sheet ropes? They cannot. They are inept. Is this the leap trick? I think if I recall, you need a two-hander in your hand. Huh. Maybe it's not this type of fence? Oh, wow, and I just got winded, like... Well, I guess I've been, like, hammering all day long. Yeah, so let's go ahead and add some additional sheet ropes and then probably move the storages over. Maybe I'll do storage first. Because we had moved a lot of stuff into these racks, but I'm going to want to move them all back. And maybe this time, like, do a little organization as I do it. So I'll put everything on the floor on the other side, and then once everything's on the floor, I'll move the racks over, and then I'll fill the racks with some design in mind. The other thing that I am not currently prepared for, and should work towards, is we already lost water, but at some point I am going to lose power, and it would be good for me to hook generators up on the roof, so, you know, if and when I do lose power, I'm not stuck. I'm also going to drop, I'm going to keep the pistol on me just as like a sake of security, but a lot of these extra things here, like the extra crowbar, the extra machete, this is carry weight that I don't necessarily need on me as I'm moving things back and forth. And that will allow me to maybe do this in like 1 fewer trips or something. If I'm lucky. Alright. It also looks like my glove has a hole in the left hand. I don't know when that happened. I do not recall when that happened at all. Odd. We'll have to be on the lookout for spare gloves. That's something that happens a lot in this bandit mod. Is like, you get a lot of damage from the bandits. And, oops, that's gonna hurt. And, luckily, the clothing usually mitigates like the first hit or two. Don't forget the extra M9 magazine. I'm not too worried about that. I don't really care. There's not a lot of situations where having an extra magazine is going to be a life or death situation for me. If I need multiples of them, I'm probably already dead. And if they're firing back, I'm going to take cover and reload anyway, you know? I probably don't want to put these up right now because I won't be able to have access to the back wall. So I might want to place the walls in first, just so that it can be an enclosed space. Oh, we have wandering bandits nearby. Let me get back up here. Just noticed. Where to put this icon that, like, I won't forget it? Alright, I think they're in the woods. I don't know where they're heading. They could be heading here, because this is like one of the only points of interest around. That would be my guess, is they're heading my way. I don't recall whether or not I locked the bottom floor. See, Simsy, thank you for the resub. Alright, well, I don't have an eye on them. But I think what I'm going to do is sit on the ground, recover a little bit of my fatigue, and eat a little bit so I'm not weakened too badly, and see how this plays out. Just playing it safe. Oh, okay, there's 2 groups. Okay. It's getting spicy now. I'm going to put the icons here. Let's see if I can't spot them. That's another, like, long-term goal, is to have a, some sort of wraparound second-story porch for way better sightlines. Because sightlines are ultimately pretty important. Or even just access to the roof. That'd be a big one, too. Because roof access means, I can go upstairs and take a look around everywhere. While I'm down here, I gotta be careful, because these bandits could be coming in and hunting me. Alright, let's head to the roof and see if I can't spot them. Hey, Nabla, thank you for the resub. I don't see anything around. Should have closed that door behind me, huh? Bandits will be able to just open up unlocked doors, but if you lock doors behind you, they'll have to break through, and that takes them time. Buying you time to prepare a little bit better. Maybe they brought me a sledge? Oh, that'd be nice. Okay, I don't actually have the key for this door. So if I find a padlock in one of the boxes in the warehouse, I can padlock it. I think what I'll do, out of an abundance of caution, is to do one lap around the warehouse to make sure there's no one lurking. Because I don't want to go back to work with, like, bandits that are trying to break in. Come on, truck. There we go. I feel like a security guard guarding a well, yeah, I mean, I am guarding a warehouse. Alright, looking at these gates, I'd imagine that maybe they broke in here. Maybe they ran past my warehouse and broke into the large one? Because I don't recall those gates being broken. Obviously, zombies could have done it, too. But unless the bandits are in this section of the warehouse, I'm willing to say they didn't come and mess with me. So I'm going to remove these icons, assuming that they're not heading my way. Oh, let's turn up the radio, though. So the noise that the bandits make are... The bandits are essentially, you could think of them in terms of how zombies behave as just other players. To sort of answer your question of, you know, do zombies care about bandits and their noise and their presence and their whatever. Yeah. Zombies don't let bandits off easy. Bandits are targeted as just as much as the player is. If not more, if the bandits are really noisy. So now, the wood that I'm currently collecting is going to be used to build the back walls of the loft area. And there we go. I am Carpenter 8. Pretty nice. Not too shabby, if I do say so myself. Man, there's so many crowbars. It's crazy how even at Carpentry 8, like, I am breaking most of the boxes I touch. Like, they're not getting dismantled, they're just getting busted. Yeah, imagine being in Louisville. It'd be a horror show. Yes. So, my personal opinion. Bandits are obviously a lot more dangerous than players. And, generally when bandits... I mean, they're armed, right? They have guns. So you often have to use a gun in terms of self-defense. And if you're in a really high population area, like Louisville, it's going to be one of those situations where you fire at the bandits and you draw everything at you as a result. Making your life, you know, even more hell than it was before. And that's just the role of it, right? Like, oh, well, I have to. You know, I have to shoot these bandits. And then you end up with just like a massive swarm on you. Hello? Build the wall. Please and thank you. Okay, well, we have one shelf. That's a start. I am getting thirsty. I might want to put some empty paint buckets on the roof as a stopgap measure until I have the capacity to make rain barrels. Like, I could do rain barrels right now, but, you know, water is easy enough to come by. I'm going to focus mostly on security first. What's my weight at now? 87? Oh, we've dropped a kilo. I don't know when it's going to rain next, but hopefully it's soon. But there's plenty of sinks around. Like, I'm not too worried. Yeah, the floor is quite literally littered with, like, crowbars. It's going to make my life a lot easier when I'm trying to level up that long blunt. So I'll probably end up... Maybe I'll put a door here and, like, another 2-rack there. And a door out to, like, a outside walkway around the perimeter of the loft. Basically, I'm trying to make Fort Roxie. So that's what I'm working towards. Alright, that sink is empty. Cool. Another thing I had mentioned was wanting more, 15 sheet ropes? Well, that will do. Wanting more sheet rope access, but now I have 15 of them, so that's a lot. I should at some point get, curtains or sheets for the windows, because I have a few other windows that are not covered. Alright, now there's 3 ways up here. That's better. Not perfect, but certainly better. I might as well get rid of all of the crates in the top. All these bad boys. So a little reminder, the the raider groups that attacked, or rather that spawned near me, were yellow. And yellow means that they are wandering, not hunting. So if I like ran out to meet them, they would engage me. But if I don't necessarily run out to greet them, they just head to wherever they're going to and leave me alone. It's the red ones that are a lot more dangerous, because the red ones know where you are and are coming to kill you. You can think of them as like bandit assassins, whereas the other ones are just bandit looters. And when I say they know where you are, it means like there is no hiding. They don't rely on line of sight. They're just coded to go murder you. You know, if they can't access you, they just sort of hang out. So if we end up in a situation where like those murderous bandits like come to the warehouse and I can't kill them, they will just camp out on the bottom floor until either I can make enough noise to have zombies come and deal with them, or like, you know, they bleed out or something. It's very much a situation of I have to deal with this because no one's going to do it for me. Ooh, I saw a padlock. Nice. I can lock the roof. So when designing your defenses, what I'm trying to say is design ways of escape for security, right? You don't want to build yourself into a corner where you can't get out of. Because there very well might be a situation where you're surrounded, there's too many enemies, you're out of bullets, or you're too wounded, or whatever, and you need, you know, some strategy to be able to outlive them. And then here will be a door frame. So then I'm planning on having like a gangplank around the outside exit, so that I can walk around my own little loft without, you know, for security. All right, let's see. Eat a quarter bag of peas. Was that enough? Character says no. What's my weight at now? 87 and dropping? Let's eat another quarter. I'm very hungry, but that's good enough. I don't want to be... I just don't want to be starving where I'm actively losing health, but like very hungry, it's like, okay, that's fine. I'm fat. I need, you know... It's a zombie apocalypse. I need to slim down to survive. I could use the sheet down here. I'm just not all that concerned. We've already had the helicopter event, so it's not like I need to hide from a helicopter. Meaning that they're nice to haves, not need to haves. And of course, a reminder that this is regular apocalypse difficulty, so that means, you know, no multi-hit, no minimap, helicopter only comes once, all the things that comes with apocalypse difficulty. Alright, I am getting drowsy and bored. I'm not too worried about the boredom, because it's almost the end of day, and I'm gonna go to sleep. I have a feeling like I'm not gonna be able to sleep through the night, though. Ooh, God Fork. I have a feeling like bandits are gonna wake me up. What's interesting is I got a lot of YouTube comments of like, you missed a sledgehammer, and I legitimately don't think they were trying to troll me. But I definitely didn't find a sledgehammer as much as I'd like to. Okay. And that means we can put up another metal shelf. Sweet. It's looking cozy. Let's try... Is there magazines for me to, like, read here? The fun ones? Ones that I would... Oh, well, newspaper, that'll work. I'm just trying not to get, like, depressed. Alright, we are good to sleep. 1 in the morning. Having a lot of stuff on the ground doesn't lag. It doesn't lag me. Doesn't seem to bother my game at all. I think for Project Zomboid, mostly it's moving things that will cause a lot of lag. When you have, like, you know, 300 zombies on fire and swarming, that's when things start to chunk. But the items that don't move around, I haven't really noticed a performance hit. Alright, weight is still 87 and dropping. At this point, I don't really have to go very far. It's the boxes immediately around me that need dismantling. Oops, not into my backpack now. Okay. There is definitely some bandits around. And I guess they have like a cop car or something? That's, sketchy? Very sketchy. I will indeed be investigating, if you're wondering. They are not very subtle. Yeah, they're definitely taking the... Ooh, that was weird. The Negan approach of subtlety. Wait, what the hell? They set up a base outside? Yes. They're not subtle at all. They're out of breath. Alright, one has a spear, one has a sickle. Oh, the one with the spear just went down. Alright, let's eat my... Like I'm Popeye. Let's eat my corn so that I can actually slap them around a little bit. And he just died. Okay, so I'm gonna want to turn off that alarm because it's just gonna bring hell on me. Put the gun away. Put the gun away! Wow, my character decided to, like, fumble a gun for no reason. Will this car be added to my collection? Most likely. A little work to do before I get that, though. It was fun watching them die, though. Alright, we can get rid of that alert marker. Oh boy. Yeah, those bandits might not have been a threat to me directly, but that's a lot of zombies they pulled in. What's the range of the siren? Like, I don't know, 50 units? How's my light-footed and sneak and nimble? So, maintenance is almost level 3. Nimble's about halfway to level 2. That's not bad. Sneaking is a little behind Nimble. And Lightfoot is doing real good at like 3 and change. You can see how little I sprint. I don't find sprinting to be a smart thing to do most of the time, so my sprinting level is like near none. No, it's definitely not as bad as a shotgun. There's not a lot of things louder than a shotgun or one of those high-powered rifles. Those are by far the loudest. The difference, however, is that a shotgun or a rifle is a single sound blast, where, like, zombies might briefly move towards it and then lose interest in trying to figure out where it originated from, whereas a siren, because it's continuous, the zombies don't disengage, they just keep moving towards it. So sirens might not be as loud, but they can effectively attract more zombies because of duration. Whereas if I fired one shotgun blast, the zombies that heard it that were really far away might not trigger an aggro. Whoop. It's not the key I meant to hit. However, if you're like continually shotgun firing, then that's a whole different matter. I think I heard one... No, never mind. I thought I heard one coming from another direction. Oh god, these bandits, man. I already looted that one. They are making me work to clean up my neighborhood. Well, now there's only like, what, 8 left? Getting winded. Maintenance level 3. That's nice. Maintenance, of course, is one of the best things you can level up in melee. Because the higher level your maintenance is, the longer you can use weapons before they break. So really high level maintenance will allow you to use that, like, precious katana a lot more than, Wait, why do I have plaster powder on me? Oh my god. I've been carrying plaster powder around with me? Oops. Don't I take all the digital watches? I will eventually. If you haven't noticed, I'm a little busy. I prefer to read the electric one book before dismantling them all. But I also don't want to, like, loot each and every one only to have to, like, turn off the alarms every time. Of course. It's locked. Frickin' trolls. They probably have the keys on them, or it's in the addiction, yeah. Shut up. Yo, I definitely... Oh. That's, excuse you? There we go, stand by. Okay. Well, I have another car. Wait. I'm so confused. I pulled the key out of the ignition, and it's telling me I don't have the key? What, is it a magical... erase key? How does this work? I am really confused as to how that key disappeared. Okay, I guess it's not my car. I wonder if they have the key on them. Charlotte Scott's keys. Nope. And... oh, interesting. The other one wasn't, The other one wasn't... they must have been a raider. They must have been a bandit. I, like, saw him, catching his breath and all that. Oh, yeah, I have 2 key rings. Well, this other key ring is someone I had killed. Who I want to put in my backpack. Hey, Turtle, thank you for the bits. Thank you for tuning in to Project Zomboid Bandit Slayer, which originally streamed live on Twitch August 22nd. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow Slayers.